Good morning, bonjour, buenos dias, buenos dias to investors in North and South America. 민낯와 컴바와 안녕하세요. 사와디, 各位晚安. Good evening to investors in Asia. Bon pomanacha, buenos tardes, good attack, WJ, good afternoon to investors in Europe and Africa. I'm Danny speaking from Hong Kong. It's April 7th, Sunday here, 6 p.m. in Hong Kong, 6 a.m. in Wall Street, and 11 a.m. in London. Welcome to our weekly review and outlook of American stock market. This week, I have three main points to talk about. Number one, gold-related stocks. Number two, Tesla and e-cars. Number three, BYDDY conversation. Subscribe, like, and share. Remember to click the bell, please. Watch our playlist again so as to grasp the continuous trend of the market and refresh your mind. There's a star in the financial market recently, that is the gold market, replacing the glamour of AI, e-car, semiconductors, and metaverse, which ruled the market for years. The rise of gold started in January 2016, where I precisely forecasted the turning point was at 0 hours 0 minutes 0 seconds of January the 1st. It was the introduction of shale oil that ended the petroleum crisis lasted for half a century. It reached top in early 2020 because of the pandemic and went horizontally. Why did it pop up at last? The recent wave started due to the terror attack of Hamas in October 2023, and the medium wave was due to the buying of gold by central banks, including China and India, since June 2023. In February 2024, the Chinese central bank purchased 12 tons, India and Kazakhstan purchased 6 tons each. According to this table, we can see the last rate hike was in July, so when in June, people were expecting the end of rate hike cycle would come and prosperity would advance instead of recession. Recovery of the pandemic is on the way, therefore central banks started to buy gold. Now it shows that they are correct, for three major indices have broken record high, so we can take a look at the gold-related stocks. Gold Corporation, GOLD, is the largest gold mining company spanning 13 countries with 16 sites of operation producing gold and copper. In the 3-year chart, it has popped up about 5 major average lines with a strong buying signal in MACD. The best time to buy at low now. SBSW. Zimbabwe Suwater is a company that mines and processes precious metal. It is a leading producer of platinum group metals such as palladium, rhodium, and platinum for mines in North America and South Africa. For the 1-year chart, we can see it reached bottom since November and now it's going to pop up. Sandstorm SAND holds royalty rights on mining operations around the world with an upfront payment in exchange for future revenue or gold production. Technically, in the 3-year chart, it just popped up all 5 major average lines and has much room for rising. Anglo Gold Ashanti Limited (AU) is an independent and global gold mining company which bears a beautiful technical trend of shooting up above the 5 major average lines and much room for rising. Mind that the above mining companies have their own earnings. Mining costs basically would not link up directly with the price of gold, but if the price goes up incessantly, that means ultimately their profit will be higher. However, it is not a strict one-to-one basis, anyway beneficial. Tesla has been the focus of the markets all the way in recent years. Last year, during the drop of Nasdaq Golden Dragon Index, I told investors to keep away from all China concept stocks except BYDDY. In December 2023, BYDDY officially overtook Tesla as the largest sales in electric vehicles of the world, but the sales volume of Tesla was still increasing. At the price of 250, when it started to drop, I told investors to buy back at the level of 127, and now the price is 164. However, the sales of Tesla in Q1 of 2024 dropped greatly. The expected level was 449080, but actual delivery was just 386810. This is because once Tesla has a price cut inside China due to the keen competition, and investors should remember Chinese buyers have demonstrated against the price cut because they purchased at an expensive price. This means Tesla has already aware of BYDDY and other competitors long ago. But when outside the Chinese market, they still will dominate. However, people now are moving their factories away from China so as not to rely too much on a single country. For South Asia and ASEAN countries are of lower costs. Tesla announced plans to build a 2 billion plant in India. The fact is that when Apple and Tesla established the plants in China, after a number of years, people learned that the technique and have their own can have their local brands of Huawei and BYDDY, which are keen competitors and a great threat to the original brands. Now they're extending their plans to South Asia. India has established a special economic zone which is twice as large as Shenzhen in China. So after a decade or more, another new brand of Apple and Tesla will exist in India in addition to the current Huawei and BYDDY. We must also take into account that electric vehicles are not the only environmental protection car in the market, such as hydrogen cars as set in Video 74 and 2024-0311, wind energy e-fuel cars in Video 11, 2022-1226, and air tests for the cockpit as set in Video 37 and 2023-0626. Joe Biden had a telephone conversation with President Xi, which had been arranged for months, and chose early April at length due to the tension in South Sea. There's no joint declaration. Both sides released their minutes. As a rule, the difference is quite great that some people thought they were talking about two different meetings. Anyway, the conversation lasted for an hour and was better than short talking. People expect the weapons used in South Sea would be non-detrimental, such as water cannons, smoke gas or tear gas, but Coast Guard patrolling with frigates and aircraft carriers will be essential for Western countries do not have their little bull men in fishing boats like China. What investors care most is semiconductor. The sanction of chips on China will be as strict as before, and the level will be higher as the Western develops. Each chip will have their own serial number, so even transfer several times to other countries or dismantle from other equipment will be controlled severely. What market concern most is the GeForce RTX 4090D of NVIDIA. It is also affected. There's a new bill of 166 pages of sanction, but allows NVIDIA to export a special chip to China, which is of lower kilobyte, so would not be in reach of the ban. This made the US is still in control of the highest technology, but NVIDIA still can make a lot of business. As for market outlook, Apple, after giving up the e-car project, there will be 2,000 staff in excess, and is now shifting to the household rubber industry so as to find another outlet for development. As for the general election, Donald Trump is leading. People are afraid that if he is elected, he may cut aid to Ukraine so as to end the war in 24 hours. Now NATO is discussing how to establish a bill of granting 100 billion euro to Ukraine in the next 5 years, and Joe Biden is pushing the Congress to pass the bill of granting $60 billion to Ukraine. This will be done before the election. Both have prepared for the winning of Trump, and these bills may make inflation harder to control, and we must prepare well. The non-farm payroll is announced at 303K. It shows the cost pool inflation is still existing. Former Treasury Summers said that interest rates should not change in June. CME target rate shows that in June, the chance of keeping interest rate unchanged is 50.8%, and chance of cutting 25 basis points is just 46.1%, which means rate cut cycle may start later. But three major indices still keep on rising on Friday. This is the market sentiment. So again, subscribe, share, like this. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye bye. See you next week.